Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Tippecanoe Valley High School, Tippecanoe County. We're right here, not too far away from Rochester. I found out earlier that Rochester and Tippecanoe Valley, they are true rivals, pretty similar to the Blue Devils and the Huskies. So both teams are out on the floor. They're getting ready for basketball. And I will mention, we welcome you to today's education-based Indiana High School Athletic Association. Basketball here on a Thursday. I take that back, on a Friday. Yesterday was a pretty nice day, January 1st, for the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana Hoosiers, they are for real. We'll also mention tonight's radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. That's weekday mornings, 9 to noon on 93.1 FM, or you can go to WIBC.com. Today's game is going to start about noon. It's going to feature the Tipton Blue Devils as they go against the Fort Wayne Southside Archers. Yes, they are the Archers, and that is a bow and arrow. That's what they go by. That is their mascot. And the Archers are still shooting around the perimeter, moving the ball quick, getting ready for the basketball game. And the Blue Devils have gone off into their locker room. Blue Devils, they had some time off. Coach let me know that he gave him a little bit of time off. They got back at it. They've been practicing, and they're going to go at it tonight. I should say today on January 2nd, and it's going to be a one-day tournament. The tournament started out at 10 a.m. The 10 a.m. game was won by Leo. That's the Leo Lions. They defeated the home team, Tippecanoe Valley. It was a 44-39 contest, and it was late in the ball game. About a minute to go, it was anybody's ball game. So we'll mention the Tipton Blue Devils going to go against the Fort Wayne South Archers. And I will mention, we'll talk a little bit about each school. First, we'll talk about the visiting team. Visiting team on the scoreboard today is going to be the Tipton Blue Devils. The Tipton Blue Devils, we'll mention, they are Class 2A, Sectional 39. And there are 6 in their sectional. But first, we'll mention Tipton Blue Devils. They were founded in 1962. They have a school enrollment of 454. Back home in Tipton, 3,050 will fit in their gymnasium. In their sectional, right now, they stack up like this. The Frankton Eagles are 5-2 on the season. Sheridan Blackhawks, they lost their first game recently, and they are now 6-1. Tipton Blue Devils are 3-3. Elwood Panthers are also 3-3. The Lapel Bulldogs are 4-1, and the Taylor Titans are 6-2. The principal at Tipton High School is Craig Leach. The athletic director is Colin Quinn. The athletic trainer is Bert Emmers. Tipton High School is located at 619 South Main Street, Tipton, Indiana, 46072. You can dial them by telephone by dialing 765-675-7431. On the web, you can find them at TiptonAthletic.com. They wear the collars blue and white. They perform in the Hoosier Athletic Conference. There are 9 teams in the Hoosier Conference. They have an East Division, and the West, we'll mention the East Division. Right now, it's like this. The Western Panthers, they're at the top of it. They're 2-0 in the East. They are 4-5 overall. The Logansport Berries, they are currently 1-1. They are 6-3 overall. Third place right now, the Tipton Blue Devils, 1-1. They're 3-3 overall. And the Hamilton Heights Huskies are 0-2 in the East Division. They are 1-7 overall. In the West Division of the Hoosier Conference, right now at the top, 1-0 in the West, 6-1 overall. That's the West Lafayette Red Devils. Second place right now, Central Catholic Knights. They are yet to play a West Division game. They are 3-4. Twin Lakes Indians, they are also yet to play in the West Division game. They are 3-5. The Rensselaer Central Bombers, they check in at number 4 presently. They are 0-0 in the West. They are 1-7 overall. And the Benton Central Bison, the Bison are 0-1 in the West. They are 1-6 overall. And again, we'll mention the Blue Devils currently 3-3 on the season. They're 1-1 in the East Division of the Hoosier Conference. The Blue Devils are averaging offensively per game 50.8 points. They give up an average of 47.5. The head coach working in year number 1. That's Mr. Tommy Newton. Tommy Newton is 3-3. The next game on the agenda after this tournament will happen next Friday. Next game, it'll be the January 9th, 6 o'clock, 7:30 for the varsity. It'll be Mechaniqua. The Braves will be at Tipton High School. Now we'll talk a little bit about the Fort Wayne South Archers. Southside Archers, they were founded in 1922. They have a school enrollment of 1,459. Their gym capacity back home, 2,124. They are Class 4A, sectional number 6. There are 4 in their sectional, and they are the Fort Wayne Southside Archers. They are currently 10 wins, 0 losses. Huntington North, the Vikings are 5-3. Homestead, the Spartans are 7-2. Fort Wayne, that's the Generals, they are 3-2. The principal at Fort Wayne South High School is Zachary Harrell. The athletic director is Tori A. Curry. We'll mention Fort Wayne South High School is located at 3601 South Calhoun Street. That's Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46807. You can dial them by telephone. Their athletic line is 260-467-2645. On the web, you can find them at parkview.com/sport-network. They wear the collars Kelly green and white. They perform in the Summit Athletic Conference. There are 10 teams. Right now, they stack up like this. At number 1, 3 wins, no losses in the conference. 10-0 on the season, Fort Wayne Southside, the Archers. At number 2, 2 wins, 0 losses in the Summit Conference. 7-2 overall, that's Homestead. At number 3, 2-1 in the conference, 5-5 overall, that's Fort Wayne Snyder. At number 4, 1-1 in the conference, 3-2 overall, that is Fort Wayne. At number 5, 1-1 in the conference, 5-5 overall, that's Carroll. They are the Chargers. That's in Fort Wayne. At number 6, 1-1 in the conference, 3-4 overall, Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger. And I've got to mention football at Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger. Head coach, I'm glad to be friends with him. He's also the baseball coach. That is Jason Garrett. He picked up his second state title not long ago, probably a few weeks ago. That is Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger, state winners in football. Also at number 7, 1-1 in the conference, 3-5 on the season, Fort Wayne Bishop Lures. And number 8, 0-2 in the conference, 2-6 overall, Fort Wayne Concordia. At number 9, 0-2 in the conference, 2-6 overall, Fort Wayne Northside. And at number 10, 0-2 in the conference, 1-7 overall, Fort Wayne Northrop. Now we'll talk a little bit about games happening. Games happening this week. First in the Hoosier Conference, boys basketball. We'll mention last Saturday the 27th. One game we'll mention, it was at Sheridan tournament. It was Liberty Christian 68, Benton Central 59. And I will also mention finishing up that tournament. The noon game was Lewis Cass and Sheridan. Sheridan got the win, 63-51. Sheridan, that takes them to 5-0. I should say 6-0. And I will also mention a 5 p.m. game. They had the consolation game. The championship game was between Liberty Christian and Sheridan. Liberty Christian 67, Sheridan 59. That was the first loss for the Blackhawks this season. On Monday, a few days ago, on the 29th of December, 2 games on the agenda. Fort Wayne South, the Archers went against the Western Panthers. Fort Wayne South entered the ball game 7-0. Panthers 4-2. It was Fort Wayne South 76, Western Panthers 50. And I will also mention that tournament was at Delson High School. And then in the game 2, we'll mention Connorsville got a win over Western. Connorsville, Dave McCullough, head coach, over 900 games under his belt. He was at Noblesville for 30 years. It was Connorsville 73, Western 53. Then the tournament at Logansport. Logansport on Tuesday, December 30th. We'll mention of game 2 was the Carroll Cougars and the Logansport Berries. And actually, I don't have that written down. The win. I do have the winner. Logansport 67, Carroll Cougars 43. And I got to mention, back when Tipton played Logansport at Tipton, I was talking to athletic director Brian Strong in the second quarter, I think it was. And he let me know they were getting ready to have 3 tournaments over Christmas break. That was going to be 2 for the boys, 1 for the girls. Those 3 tournaments at Logansport. And Coach Brian Strong let me know that was going to take 28 games on their Logansport basketball court. That's amazing. And we'll get to the rest of these here momentarily. We will mention we are at Rita Price Simpson Court. Gentleman to the right of me, sitting up top row with me, he lets me know that Rita Price Simpson was the broadcaster of Tippecanoe Valley Sports way back when they began Tippecanoe Valley. And that's a beautiful thing. They named the court after her. They're going to mention the starting lineups. We'll mention the starters also. For the visiting team, the Blue Devils, they'll start like this. 6'2", he's a junior. Where's number 2? That's Peyton Aller, 17 points a game average. Wearing number 4, he's 6'2", he's a junior. 5 points per game average, Quinn Smith. Wearing number 21, 6'8", a junior. 10.5 points per game average, 6.7 boards per game. That's Grayson McFalls. Wearing number 22, 6'2", he's a freshman, 7.3 per game. That's Kellen Williams. And number 23, 6'1" sophomore, Quinn Toll. Quinn Toll hit the shot heard around the world in that Logansport game on the tip-in. And we'll mention the head coach for the Blue Devils is Tommy Newton. Now for the Fort Wayne Southside Archers. They'll start like this. Number 2, he's 5'10", he's a junior, 7.6 points per game. That's Joshua Standeville. Wearing number 3, 5'11" junior, where's he has 7 points per game average. Where's number 3? That's Kendrick Alexander. Wearing number 4, 5'11" junior, 14.8 per game average. Javen Irby. Wearing number 11, 6'1" junior, 13.9 per game average. Terrence Jordan. And wearing number 21, 6'1" junior, 2.7 per game average. You get the start today. That is Vincent Wynn. We're going to jump it up right now. It's going to be Grayson McFalls jumping it up against Vincent Wynn. There's the whistle. 12:02. Tip to the backcourt picked up by Quinn Smith. Blue Devils going to have their first possession in the front court. They're working right side behind the arc. Quinn Toll going to work it around the perimeter. Kellen Williams back pedal, get it back left side. They're working down in the paint. Turnaround jumper off the glass shot. When he go, that was Grayson McFalls. Rebound, Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith went after the shot, got fouled. He'll shoot 2. The Blue Devils get the first offensive board in the ball game. They're going to put Quinn Smith at the foul line. They're going to whistle this foul on number 4, Javen Irby. I did see the game. I saw Fort Wayne South on Monday, and Javen Irby had a game. First shot, long off the rim, wouldn't go for Quinn Smith. We'll get one more. Quinn Smith on the season. He's now 10-18. Second shot, rims around, falls in. Favorable bounce right there. Favorable roll, Quinn Smith. First point of the ball game. It's 1-0 Blue Devils. Ball's in the front court. Fort Wayne South. So we're going around the perimeter. Left side, go to the corner with it. That's Irby being guarded there by Peyton Aller. Aller has a tough assignment today. Outside the arc, going to dribble back in. That's number 11, Terrence Jordan. In the paint, has to get rid of it. Goes to the corner. Irby shot in the air, shot short off the rim, wouldn't get it. 2-point shot, but he carried him to the corner and picked up there by Fort Wayne. 21, Benson Wynn. So Southside will have another opportunity at the basket. 3-point shot. Right elbow extended. Credit to bucket. Southside. Number 11, Terrence Jordan. The 3-1 contest. Going to be full court pressure there by Fort Wayne. Get back to Grayson McFalls. Peyton Aller pass to the front court. That's Quinn Toll on the dribble. Quinn Toll working against him is Benson Wynn. Working around the perimeter, right side. Quinn Smith working into Grayson McFalls in the paint. Going to get a second dribble there, and it's going to be taken away from him. Going to be a steal by Fort Wayne Southside. Number 11, Terrence Jordan. To the front court, spin move. Right elbow to the corner on the pass. Vincent shot again. Another 3-point shot. Good. Other side of the floor. Terrence Jordan. The 6-1 contest. Blue Devils trying to break the press, and they will again with the pass to Quinn Toll. Toll going to dribble out top. He'll pick up the dribble. Bounce pass right side. How about the scorer's bench? That's Kellen Williams. Now Quinn Toll works the right side behind the arc on the dribble free throw line. Picks up the dribble. Peyton Aller. They'll bounce it in. Grayson McFalls inside out play. 3-point shot. Good. Peyton Aller for 3. The 6-4 contest. 5:44 left. We're in the first quarter. Game 2. Another 3-point shot. Good. He's 3. Take that back. That shot made by number 3, Kendrick Alexander. Alexander shooting 40% from the 3-point area. Now top, Quinn Toll. Right side behind the arc, Quinn Smith. Now moving around the corner. Back to the corner. They'll bring it back out. Kellen Williams, Peyton Aller. Being guarded there loosely by number 4, Javen Irby. Working right side, Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith picked up immediately there by Vincent Wynn. They'll dribble in. Elbow. 2-point shot in the paint wouldn't go. That was Kellen Williams. Rebound out of there, going the other direction. Number 3, Kendrick Alexander. Alexander out top of the basketball to move it around the perimeter. Irby. On the dribble out top near the center circle. That's number 4, Javen Irby. They're working around the perimeter right side. Working back to Irby. He'll work it in the paint. Baseline. He'll pass it. Cross-court pass. He'll go baseline drive. Power layup. Wouldn't go. Got his own board. That was number 11, Terrence Jordan. Right corner baseline jumper 3-point land for Irby wouldn't go. Rebound out of there for Fort Wayne. And another 3-point shot wouldn't go. A lot of offensive boards so far for Fort Wayne, but that one was going to be an over-the-back call. And Fort Wayne going to pick up the foul. It's going to be whistled. On 21, Vincent Wynn. Vincent Wynn picks up his first team foul, number 2, on Fort Wayne Southside. Blue Devils yet to commit a foul. Crossing the timeline on the dribble, Quinn Toll. Right side in front of the scorer's bench. Peyton Aller on the dribble, picking him up is number 11, Terrence Jordan. They're working back out, Quinn Smith. They're working the opposite corner, Kellen Williams. 3-point shot, good. Left corner baseline, Kellen Williams. Nothing but net. It's a 9-7 contest. Fort Wayne Southside in front. Working the right side around the perimeter. Terrence Williams now back to Sandoval. They go to the corner. 3-point shot rims out for Irby. Rebound out of there. Picked up by Fort Wayne South. Tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay in the front court with Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne going to bring it in left of the bucket on the baseline. It's going to be brought in by number 3, Kendrick Alexander. 3:45 left. First quarter. They'll bring it into Irby. Back around the perimeter. Sandoval. Now working it back around Alexander. He'll stop. Back pedal dribble. He'll take it 3. It would not go. Rebound, Quinn Smith. Blue Devils opportunity to tie the game or go up by one. It's a 9-7 contest, 3-point shot. Kellen Williams shot rims out. Rebound, Fort Wayne. That's number 3, Kendrick Alexander. Irby to the front court. They'll kick it back out. 3-point shot, Sandoval, good. Sandoval left elbow extended. Credit the bucket to Sandoval. It's a 12-7 contest. Fort Wayne Southside by 5. 3:07 on the game clock. Picks up the dribble in the backcourt. Peyton Aller to the front court and pass to Quinn Toll. Inside the three-point arc, he'll pass it back out top. Quinn Smith. He'll get it in. Grayson McFall's going to call holding foul. Grayson McFall, 6'8", tallest guy on either roster. And Fort Wayne Southside going to pick up their third foul here in the first quarter. They're going to whistle this one on number 3, Kendrick Alexander. He has one. Will be brought in right the bucket on the baseline. Peyton Aller tosses it in tall. Grayson McFalls will get it down low. Shot off the glass. 2-point bucket. Quinn Toll. 12-9 contest. Blue Devils trail by 3. But we're going to the corner. Outside the arc. On the dribble to bring it back outside to reset the offense with number 4, Javen Irby. He's averaging 14.8. He did have a good game on Monday. Kind of took control of that ball game, the first one. He'll dribble in. He'll pass it outside. 3-point shot. Hard Karam shot. 3-point shot taken there by Vincent Wynn. He'll get his own rebound. He'll go back up again. Couldn't get the bucket. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay in the front court with Fort Wayne. So 2 substitutions in the ball game for Fort Wayne Southside. We're going to see number 10. It's going to be Jarius Johnson. He has some ups. I did see him slam one on Monday on a breakaway. So they're working to the corner. Irby back in the ball. I should say in the ball game now is 33, Court Wallace. He's a 5'10 junior. Out top, moving the basketball. 3-point shot. Terrence Williams rims out that time. I should say Terrence Jordan. Shot going to go. Rebound putback is good. Thread at the bucket. 3-point shot for Court Wallace. Court Wallace shooting 37% for 3-point land. Quinn Smith going to bring it to the front court. They get it to Quinn Toll. Outside the arc, Kellen Williams. He'll dribble in, right elbow. Pass it down low, saving the basketball from going out of bounds. Fort Wayne. That's number 4, Javen Irby. To the front court, trying to find teammate. Jarius Johnson goes out of bounds, belongs to Tipton. So we're going to see in the ball game for the Blue Devils going to be number 33, Zach Ridgway, 6'6" senior. Taking a breather is Grayson McFall, 6'8" junior. 1:28 on the game clock. Blue Devils break the press with the pass. In the front court, Quinn Smith guarding him. Number 3, Kendrick Alexander. He'll dribble in. He'll go off the glass. He's going to whistle a foul. Alexander going to pick up the foul in disbelief. So 1:18 left here in the first quarter. 15-9. Fort Wayne Southside in front. And Kendrick Alexander picks up his second. That's 4 team fouls here in the first quarter. On Fort Wayne, first shot rims around, hits the backboard, and falls in. So Quinn Smith now 2 for 3 at the stripe. He'll get one more. Second shot up, rims out, wouldn't go. Rebound. Jarius Johnson to the front court for Fort Wayne Southside. If I'm not mistaken, there are 10 teams in the city of Fort Wayne High School affiliation. Out top, 3-point shot when you go for Irby. Long Karen picked up on the rebound by Kellen Williams. Outside the arc, Peyton Aller, he'll dribble in. Reach in, going to be a tip away. Going to be a stolen basketball to go up front. Going to be a traveling violation. He tried to put it down. He did make the shot, but they're going to call a travel on Jarius Johnson. It's going to nullify the bucket. 15-10 contest. So Javen Irby going to take a breather. Back in the ballgame, number 2, Joshua Sandoval. Blue Devils going to try to break the press. Quinn Smith back. Quinn Toll. Toll passed it across the timeline. Barely in the front court by the scores bench. Peyton Aller, he'll get it back cross-court pass. Quinn Smith. Left side of the bucket. Right-handed layup. Good. It's a 15-12 contest. Blue Devils trail by 3. Terrence. The basketball is number 11. Terrence Jordan. We're going to do the outside edge. 3-point shot. wouldn't go. Bounces off the top of the backboard. It's not out of bounds. That 3-point shot taken by Joshua Sandoval. Rebound out of there. Zach Ridgway. In the front court, Peyton Aller. Works it left side. Quinn Cole. Now, free throw line. Zach Ridgway, he'll dribble in. He'll kick it to the corner. That's Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith on the dribble, picks the basketball up in the paint. He'll take a shot, wouldn't get it. Rebound fought for, and that'll complete the first quarter of play. And at the end of one quarter, it's Fort Wayne Southside 15, Tipton Blue Devils 12. And I will also mention happening tonight, I should say today, here on a Friday. 4 games on the agenda in the Hoosier Conference. Regular type games, not a tournament. I'll say that, minus the Tipton game right now, 6 o'clock, 7:30 tonight. It's Benton Central at Crawfordsville. Also, 6 o'clock, 7:30 tonight, Wabash is at Logansport. And the Plymouth tonight, we'll mention that is a tournament game, 4:15 start time, Twin Lakes versus Huntington North. And we'll mention Tippecanoe Valley. Be another 12 noon game. It's right here. It's happening right now. Tipton Blue Devils and the Fort Wayne South Archers. And then again tomorrow, Saturday, 3rd day of January, 3 games on the agenda. 7:30 varsity, Covington at Benton Central. 7:30 varsity game, Tri-County at Central Catholic. And a 5 o'clock game, West Lafayette at Western. That's a Hoosier Conference crossover game. So they bring the ball in. When brought in half court, alternate possession arrow, gives the ball to Fort Wayne South. They'll bring the ball back in. Terrence Jordan on the dribble out top. He'll work it left side. 7:50, second quarter. Second game here at Tippecanoe Valley. The winner will play Leo. Shot in the jump shot right there in the paint. Credit to shot. Court Wallace. Wallace has 5 in the contest. He comes off the bench in this game. I saw him start on Monday. But we're going to do the front court. In the ball game for Tipton, number 11, Owen Spidell. On the dribble is Williams. Kellen Williams back to Peyton Aller. He'll dribble in. Works it right side out top now. Zach Ridgway. Now back to Owen Spidell. Owen Spidell wanted to make the pass. Passing lane closed up. He drug that back foot. It's going to be a traveling violation. They'll give it back to Fort Wayne. 7:12 on the game clock. In the front court, Fort Wallace. He'll work it left side, get the ball back from Jarius. Working around the perimeter. Terrence Jordan now out top, dribble in. Fort Wallace will bring the ball back around. And they'll push the ball to the corner. Thought about a 3-point shot. Owen Spidell covered him up in a hurry. They'll work it down low in the paint. 2-point shot wouldn't go, but he'll shoot 1. Number 10, Jarius Johnson, going to go to the foul stripe. Jarius Johnson on the season, shooting 70% in 10 ball games, 24 for 35. He'll get 2 right here. First shot, rims off, wouldn't go. The foul whistle on Tipton, 33. Zach Ridgway, he has 1. Team foul number 1, period, on the Blue Devils. No fouls in the first quarter. Second shot off the rim, wouldn't go. Rebound fought for, picked up by the free thrower, Jarius Johnson, and he'll go back up again. It'll rim off, but he'll shoot 2 more. So he'll shoot a couple, and the Blue Devils are going to check in after this first shot with number 32, Isaac Humrickhouse. Isaac Humrickhouse, he's a senior. He's 6'4". Blue Devils have 3 seniors. First shot, rims around, wouldn't go. Also back in the game for the Blue Devils is junior class member, number 21, Grayson McFalls, taking a breather for the Blue Devils, Zach Ridgway, and Quinn Smith. So Jarius Johnson will have 1 more. Second shot up, got in. He's 1 for 4 in this trip down the floor. Will be brought in backcourt, brought in by Owen Spidell to play the passing game, try to break the press, and they will to the front court with Kellen Williams. Pass to the left corner, get it to Humrickhouse. He'll try to get to Grayson. It's tipped away. Going the other direction off the glass. 2-point shot layup. Good by Jarius Johnson. Jarius Johnson from 2-point land. He's shooting 55%. Bring the ball back in. Break the press. Thought about it. Some folks thought it was over and back. Wasn't over and back, but passing the front court. Stolen. Going back the other direction. And then Port Wallace was trying to get an alley-oop off the backboard there, and it didn't work out. So the Blue Devils go to the front court, but they lose the ball outside the paint. Back in the front court now, south side. They work it in. 2-point shot off the glass. Number 10, Jarius Johnson. And it's a 10-point lead for Fort Wayne Southside. 22-12. 5:57 left here in the second quarter. And we'll mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing Impressions. I would like to take a moment to recognize one of our amazing local sponsors, McCormick Printing Impressions, your trusted full-service print shop that's been helping customers, large and small, make their best impression for more than 50 years. Family owned and operated, MPI is more than just a print shop. They're a cornerstone of our community, providing top quality printing services and office supplies to businesses and families alike. If it can be printed, MPI is here to turn your vision into reality. Next time you're looking for a team as committed to the excellence as the two teams on the court now, remember MPI making your first impression, the very first impression that's unforgettable. The ball brought in backcourt. Blue Devils trying to break the press. They'll get to Peyton Aller, back to Quinn Toll. Peyton Aller, let's cross the timeline. With Quinn Toll. Back outside by the scorer's bench. Peyton Aller, worker right side. Quinn Toll being guarded there by Vincent Wynn, original starter. In the paint, 2-point shot, turnaround jumper is good for Grayson McFalls. The 22-14 contest. Fort Wayne by 8. They'll work it left side behind the arc. Working there, Joshua Sandoval. They're working down low. They'll kick it back in the paint. 2-point shot off the rim. Wouldn't go. That shot taken by 21. Vincent Wynn. Rebound to Peyton Aller. Looking through the timeline, and Fort Wayne relaxes their defense. They pick up at 3-point line. 5:05 on the game clock. Turnaround jumper. Baseline jumper, rims out. Nice shot by Grayson McFall. Rims out that time. They'll work it up ahead. Off the glass, athletic play by number 10, Jarius Johnson. 2-point bucket for Johnson. It's 24-14. They'll bring the ball back. And they'll use the press again. Will Fort Wayne. Quinn Toll picks up his drill, pass to the front court. Kellen Williams. Now Peyton Aller. Jump shot, 17-footer. Rims out long, wouldn't go. Rebound. You're going to whistle a foul on Tipton during the rebound. And absorbing the foul was number 10, Jarius Johnson. And they're going to whistle this foul on Tipton. Grayson McFalls, he has his first in the ball game. And Jarius Johnson, a little bit of grimacing. If you look here, a lot of these guys wearing low-top shoes. My goodness, that scares me to land on a foot. Scares me just to think about it because it's happened to me before. So out top of the basketball, Irving. Looks at right side, 3-point area, 21. Vincent Wynn. Wynn gets the ball back in the ball game for Fort Wayne. Is 13, Elijah Norman. He's a 5'10 freshman. Out top, 3-point shot, rims off, wouldn't go. Shot taken there by Terrence Jordan. Blue Devils with the rebound. It was Isaac Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse dishes off. Peyton Aller, now Kellen Williams. Back pedal dribble. Left side behind the arc, Quinn Toll. Toll trying to get it in. He'll bounce pass in. He's outside the paint to Grayson McFalls. 3-point shot on the way. Got it. That's the freshman, Kellen Williams. Kellen Williams did not start his first 2 games. But since then, he's a starter. We're working it back around. Baseline. We're working it back around. Free throw line. Now back out top of the circle. Jarius Johnson goes to the corner with it. Spin move. In the paint. That's 13. Elijah Norman. He'll pass it. And it'll be picked up there out of the air by the Blue Devils. 24-17. 7-point advantage for Southside. They'll bounce it in the paint. turnaround jumper. They're going to whistle a foul prior to the shot. That was Grayson McFalls in the paint. They are feeding Grayson pretty well with that bounce pass just outside the paint. We're going to call this foul prior to the shot. And the foul is whistled on number 10, Jarius Johnson. He has one team foul, number 1 here in the quarter on Fort Wayne. They'll work it down low. Quinn Toll, inside out play, 3-point shot. Left elbow extended, credit the buckets to Peyton Aller for 3. 24-20. 4-point advantage for Southside. In the front court, working around the perimeter, outside the arc, trying to call out some directions there. That's number 11, Terrence Johnson. 3-point shot wouldn't go. Stripped right there, going up to the NBA. Steal in the front court, and then Fort Wayne Southside has another opportunity at the basket, and they make it on the second attempt. 26-20. Blue Devils trying to break the press once again. Or pass it back and forth. Quinn Toll, now Peyton Aller. Back to Toll. They're working to the front court. When they chipped away and stolen out top of the circle. Irby passes it up ahead. Credit the bucket off the glass, Terrence Jordan. It's back to a 28-20 contest. Fort Wayne Southside by 8. Crossing the timeline, Peyton Aller will bounce it in. It's going to be tipped away and stolen. They're trying to bounce it in. Top of the circle there to Grayson McFalls. And getting a hand in there, knocking it free. 3-point shot wouldn't go that time. Southside, number 33, Port Wallace. He tried to track down his own board, and he'll pick up a foul. So Port Wallace picks up his first foul in the contest. Taking a breather for Fort Wayne is going to be number 13, Elijah Norman, back in the ballgame. Number 2, Joshua Sandoval. We're going to see Jace Clark in the ballgame for the Blue Devils. He's one of the 3 seniors. Taking a breather is Kellen Williams. 1:42 on the game clock. They'll dribble through the timeline. They'll get it to Jace Clark outside the arc in the front court. Picks up the dribble. We're through the corner. Isaac House back to Clark. Clark is shooting 3-point land 38% on the season. Outside the arc, Isaac House couldn't get the shot to go, and it was a good block out by Fort Wayne. Joshua Sandoval along Karam. The blockout wouldn't allow House to get to the ball before it went out of bounds. So it belongs to Fort Wayne South. Taking a breather for Southside is 21. Vincent Wynn, 6'1" junior. And they'll bring it to the timeline. It's number 4, Javen Irby. So they're working around the perimeter. Court Wallace now out top, working it back around. Sandoval back out to Jordan. Pass it into Irby around the perimeter once again. Court Wallace. We're going to right side. Joshua Sandoval back to Irby. Working around the perimeter, working in that time, and defensively covering him up immediately with Quintoll out top. They're working back around the perimeter. Irby, left elbow. He'll dribble in. He'll take a shot off the glass. Layup, left side. 2-point shot good for Javen Irby. 30-20. 10-point advantage for Southside. Trying to break the press again. Isaac House. He'll pass it to the front court. Peyton Aller. Peyton Aller saw an advantage, closed up in a hurry. They'll work it down inside on a chest pass. Grayson McFalls, and it's tipped away again. And into the hands of Fort Wayne Southside. Southside in the front court, 17 seconds left. Second quarter, 30-20. Blue Devils trail by 10. Outside with the basketball. Out top, Kendrick Alexander on the dribble, right side, behind the back in the paint. Picks up the basketball. They're going to call a jump ball. Alternate possession arrow gives it to Tipton. 2.8 left. I'm sure they'd rather had gotten that ball on a loose ball, and they're going to have 2.8, and they're not going to have the ball coming in second half. So going to enter the ball game with a junior. It's number 15, Dakota Garman, 6'3" junior. What a receiver on the football team. You're going to get a pass there from the quarterback, Quinn Toll. Turnaround jumper off the glass. And they got the bucket and they amazed the crowd, me included. Turnaround jump shot off the glass, soft shot by Grayson McFalls. So it's going to be an 8-point ball game here at halftime. 30 for Fort Wayne Southside, 22 for the Tipton Blue Devils. And we'll have a 10-minute intermission. We do thank you for tuning in. And I will mention this game is also in part being brought to you by Los Portales. That is Mexican restaurant right there in Tipton. Join them for elegant dining. And then they're not too far away from your trip on the way home. That's exquisite Mexican menu. You can dine in or carry out. You can reach them by phone at 765-675-2383. Again, that's 765-675-2383. They have multiple televisions around the perimeter of their restaurant. You can pick up about any sporting event you want to watch. They'll change the channel for you. And you can visit them right there at 848 East Jefferson Street, Tipton. And we'll also mention, please visit their location in Greentown, Indiana. That's El Patron Mexican Restaurant, located at 204 East Main Street. And yet, Los Portales, they support Tipton High School sport and surrounding area since they established in 2009. So, Los Portales, and we'll also mention, bringing you this contest is Scott Gadshaw. Scott Gadshaw, he's a Tipton native. He went to school right there at Tipton High School. And he says, when time is good, when you share, you should share and share alike. Support Indiana middle school and high school athletics. Scott Gadshaw, he played football and he wrestled at the 185-pound weight class, but not today. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Jim Dandy Restaurant. Jim Dandy Restaurant, you'll not only enjoy an incredible dining experience, and the Jim Dandy menu simply speaks for itself. They've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They've got hot soups, fresh fruits, with a fully loaded salad bar. And even though the Tipton High School was being constructed in the early 1960s, Jim Dandy Restaurant continues to support Tipton Blue Devil basketball and Tipton Blue Devil athletics since prior to opening in 1964. That's Jim Dandy Restaurant. Good food, good friends, good times. Open 7 days right there in Tipton. We'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by FritzandFishers.com. That's Fritz and Fishers. Since 1983, they've got great cars, great prices, and great customers. You can dial them up at their dealership in Fishers, Indiana at 317-842-2228. You can get a rare 2-point basket. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. One is Fritz and Fishers at 8599 East 116th Street, Fishers, Indiana. Their second location, Fritz in Noblesville, 2400 Westfield Road, Noblesville, Indiana. You can dial them there at 317-773-2232. You can explore their quality used car inventory. Visit them online or visit them on site. That's FritzandFishers.com, FRITZ. We'll also mention Summit Conference. Summit Conference, there are 10 in the Summit Conference. And games happening today here on Friday, January 2nd. 6 games on the agenda. 11 a.m., it's over now. Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger playing against New Haven. New Haven, I tell you what, that game happening, it happened. at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Man, that had to be some fun for both of those teams and both fan bases. Not sure who got the win. At 11:45, it started just a bit ago. Lakewood Park versus Fort Wayne Northrop. That game happening at DeKalb High School. A DeKalb tournament going on today. And then Northrop, Fort Wayne Northrop, going against Whiteland. That's also at DeKalb. That game's going to start in a little bit. It'll start at 3:15 p.m. And then at 6:15 start tonight, Lakewood Park and Whiteland. And that'll also be at DeKalb High School. And then a 10:30 game this morning, Fort Wayne went against Fishers. That was at the Fishers tournament. And then a 12 noon game, you know about that one. We are at halftime right now. Tipton Blue Devils, Fort Wayne Southside. That's happening right now. Tippecanoe Valley High School. Tippecanoe Valley, home of the Vikings. And there's 5:05 left here in the intermission. And it's a 30-22 contest. Fort Wayne Southside in front at 30-22. Pretty good ball game in the work. And I will mention Fort Wayne Southside, no losses on the season, but they have had about 3, maybe 4 close games, and I'm talking about under 10 points when the final buzzer sounds. So Fort Wayne Southside, definitely achievable. And I will mention the Blue Devils. I've got 6 games under their belt so far in the season. They're Class 2A, sectional 39. Blue Devils are currently 3-3 on the season. They are 1-1 in the East Division of the Hoosier Conference. They got to win game 1. That first game was on the 25th of November. Got that win versus Tri-Central. Tri-Central is no slouch. Tri-Central playing good ball this season. They got a recent win. I saw that. And the Blue Devils got that win, 52-41. Blue Devils. Second game was on December 5th. They got a home game decisive win over Frankfort. And then on the 6th, on that Saturday, they fell to Frankton. That's their only away game in the regular season so far. And they fell by 12 to the Frankton Eagles. And then on the 12th, another loss to Western, 52-49. Western came back, and that was a tearjerker. That was not a fun loss for the Blue Devils. And then on the 16th, third loss in succession. They went against Muncie Central. Muncie Central, a good ball team, coached by Jeff Holloway. And Jeff Holloway, I think he probably called off the Dogs in the fourth quarter. That was a 68-53 win for Muncie Central. And then on December 19th, the Blue Devils came up with a really good win versus a good Logansport team. 55-53. If you were not there was 0.6 seconds left in the ball game. And Logansport was going to bring the ball in. They was going to have to bring it 84 feet. They called timeout. They set up the play. It was brought in right in the bucket on the Blue Devils side of the court on the baseline. He tossed it to the back court, to the front court he was trying to get it to, and he overthrew his target. It went out of bounds. It didn't touch anybody but the guy who threw the ball. And still 0.6 left. No time off the clock. Blue Devils call timeout. Blue Devils get the ball right there where he tried to bring the ball in from. And a good toss in, a high toss by Quinn Smith. And right there just outside the paint, Quinn Toll jump and a tip, because you can only shoot the ball at a tip with 0.7. 0.7, they say you can catch and shoot. Under 0.7, they say you cannot catch and shoot the ball. So Quinn did a little tip shot right up and through the rim. And that was an incredible win for the Blue Devils. Pretty exciting ball game. We'll talk about Game 7. Game 7 is happening right now for the Blue Devils. Fort Wayne South, they are a Class 4A sectional number 6 ball team. They walk into this gym with a 10-game win streak. They've yet to lose a ball game this season in Tippecanoe Valley. And the winner of this game will play in this gym against the Leo Lions at 2:30. The team that does not win this game will play in the auxiliary gym, and they'll go against the home team, Tippecanoe Valley Vikings. And that game will also start at 2:30. So everybody going to be out of here by 4:30 today, unless it goes triple, quadruple, or quintuple overtime. So they're getting ready for second half. 24 seconds on the game clock. And it's going to belong to Fort Wayne. Southside Archers, they'll bring the ball in. 10 seconds here. Blue Devils are out on the floor. Blue Devils going to go with their original starters. They'll go with Quinn Smith, Quinn Toll, Peyton Aller, Grayson McFall, and Kellen Williams. Javen Irby will toss the ball in. Also in the ball game. The south side is number 3, Kendrick Alexander. Number 21, Vincent Wynn. Number 11, Torrance Jordan. And also number 3, Kendrick Alexander. So they're working the ball. I think I repeated Alexander. Also on the ball game is Joshua Sandoval. Original starters are working down low. Shot in the paint, shot wouldn't go. Rebound fought for. Grayson McFall's trying to get it. Second shot opportunity for Fort Wayne. That was Kendrick Alexander. Shot goes out of bounds. Going to bring the ball in. It's going to belong to Fort Wayne South. So we'll bring it in right in the bucket on the baseline. Tossed in by Sandoval into Alexander. Out top, back to Sandoval. He'll launch a 3. 3-point shot good. Right of center. 3-point shot. Joshua Sandoval, he shoots his 3 ball at 29%. He's now 19 for 64. 7:23 on the game clock. Blue Devils break the press with the pass again. Front of the scores bench, double team. Peyton Aller jump pass out of Quintal. Right side corner, baseline shot, 3-point shot, way to go. Kellen Williams crashing the board there was Peyton Aller. And Peyton Aller going to absorb a foul, and he'll go to the foul stripe on the putback. So they're going to whistle this foul on Fort Wayne South side. Number 11, Terrence Jordan. Terrence Jordan picks up his first foul here in the ball game. They're going to say no shooting foul. He was coming down. So the Blue Devils will bring it in. Left of the bucket on the baseline, Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith going to enter the basketball. Being guarded there by Terrence Jordan. He'll toss it in. Elbow, right side. Grayson McFall. Now Quinn Toll out top. Lost the handle. Going back the other direction. Off the glass. Shot wouldn't go. First one wouldn't. Rebound putback is good. Terrence Jordan, he cleans up the shot from Kendrick Alexander. It's a 2-point shot. Good. 35-22. 13-point advantage for Fort Wayne South. And the Blue Devils coach Tommy Newton going to call a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. 6:48 left. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Rutledge Well Drilling and Pump Service Incorporated. When you think of water, think of Rutledge Well Drilling. Pump, sales, service, water conditioning, water softeners, iron filters, and trenching. You can call Rutledge Well Drilling. Reach them at 765-292-2315. 765-292-2315. They are licensed, insured, honest, dependable, and always professional. Mike, Nathan, and Levi Rutledge. Ball brought in, Blue Devil. 3-quarter court. Brought in by Quinn Toll. Peyton Aller. Now back to Toll. He'll back to the front court. Isaac Humrick-House enters the ball game after the timeout. In the paint, Peyton Aller will bounce it in. Outside the paint there, Grayson McFall. Turnaround jumper, a nice soft touch. Didn't need the rim. 2-point bucket for McFalls. 35-24. Leo Lions enter the gym. They're looking at this game. They will play the winner on this floor at 2:30. 6:14 on the game clock. Outside the arc. Back behind the back dribble, Kendrick Alexander. He'll dish it off. Terrence Jordan. Elbow left side. Picks up the dribble. Goes the corner with it. Alexander. Outside the arc on the dribble. Javen Irby. He'll pop a shot. Rim around. Wouldn't go. Rebound. Grayson McFall. They're going to call this out of bounds off the leg of Peyton Aller. Pretty good quick reflexes there by Kendrick Alexander of Fort Wayne. And it reaches in, knocks it off of Peyton's leg. Going to belong to Fort Wayne in the front court. There's Jordan. Passes it inside. 2-point shot good. That's Irby. Javen Irby. He's a 5'11 junior. 14.8 points per game. He's below his average here in this contest. Out top center circle, Peyton Aller. Aller working against him is Joshua Sandoval. Back to Aller, deep in the front court, out in front of the scores bench. Working right side, trying to get it to Quinn Toll. Quinn Toll, kind of wait for the pass to come to him and sneaking in there and knocking it out of bounds. Kendrick Alexander. So Quinn Toll will bring the ball in left side of the scores bench, just to the right of Coach Bagley. Trying to get it in, he will. Peyton Aller on the dribble. Working against him is Sandoval. They go right side off the glass, 2-point bucket. Good for Peyton Aller. It's a 37-26 ball game. Fort Wayne Southside by 11. 5-12 on the game clock outside the arc. On the dribble, Terrence Jordan. He'll work at left side. Sandoval, 3-point shot, way to go. Rebound picked up by Fort Wayne Southside. That was Kendrick Alexander who get a baseline to Irby. Irby in the paint. Tries to get rid of it. Tipped away by Isaac Cummicout to Grayson McFalls. Now Quinn Smith off the glass. Couldn't get it. Rebound put back is good by Grayson McFalls. And 2 players hit the deck. That was Quinn Smith and Javen Irby. Now Irby finally gets back in the front court. Outside the arc. 3-point shot good. That's number 2, Joshua Sandoval for 3. It's a 40-28 contest. Fort Wayne by 12. 4:26 on the game clock. We're in the third quarter. To the front court, Peyton Aller. Just toss it in. And they're going to say the ball was last touched by Fort Wayne Southside. Joshua Sand, I take that back. It was number 3, Kendrick Alexander. The Southside going to enter a couple players. 21, Vincent Wynn. He jumps center in this contest. And then we're going to call the glass. 2-point bucket in the paint. Peyton Aller for 2. 40-30. Game earlier was 30-20. 40-30, 10-point advantage for Fort Wayne Southside. 4:05. Clock moving. We're in the third quarter. Outside the arc, going to dribble in. Irby. They go to the corner with it. Working it back around. That was Kendrick Alexander. Now back out to Irby. Center circle. Working against him is Peyton Aller. So work at left side. Court Wallace. Out top, Irby thought about a 3. He'll work at right side. 3-point shot, rims out. A shot taken by number 10, Jarius Johnson. Johnson back in the ballgame. That was Jarius Johnson's first 3-point shot. Take that back. He's now 0 for 4. From the corner, 3-point shot, good. Blue Devils. Peyton Aller. And a timeout called. 3:31 left. It's a 7-point game. 40-33. Fort Wayne Southside in front. 60-second timeout. And again, we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Edward Jones, Tipton. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and the encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Kurt D. Hare, your Tipton Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Tipton High School basketball, Tipton High School athletics, and PutMeInSports.com. For all of your investment needs, you can call 765-675-9535 or visit EdwardJones.com. Edward Jones, member FIPC. So they're going to bring the ball in. Backcourt. Tossed in. On the dribble. Crossing the timeline at a walk pace in the front court. Number 3, Alexander working back around. Jarius Johnson out behind the arc. They're working right side on the dribble. Alexander. They're going to whistle a foul. They're going to say it's a reach in. Alexander lost the handle, but it's going to be a reach in foul whistled on Tipton. And it's going to be called upon number 4, Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith has 1. Team foul number 1 outside paint there. Jump shot in baseline. Shot when he go for Court Wallace. Rebound Tipton. Quinn Toll. Quinn Toll going to pass it near the front court. They get to Grayson McFall. Across the timeline. Quinn Toll on the dribble. Working against him is Jarius Johnson. They'll work it behind the arc. They'll bounce pass in. Grayson McFalls. They're going to call travel, and I disagree. They had the double stop, but anyway, they called Grayson McFalls for a travel there, and I think the officials were in not in the right. But anyway, they give the ball back to Fort Wayne South. Going to front court with the basketball. Irby, crossover dribble. He'll go baseline. He'll take a shot on a layaway, I should say. Take a shot, it wouldn't go. That was Irby. Rebound Tipton. Quinn Toll to the front court. Cole crosses the timeline. Center circle, Peyton Aller. Aller going to dribble in. They're going to be a bump foul. They're going to call this on Javon Irby. So Irby playing pretty tight defense. They allowed him to play tight defense Monday. And they call him for a foul here, and he'll pick up his second in the ballgame. He'll take a breather. Coach J.J. Foster gives him a breather. He'll be back outside the three-point line. I should say outside the free throw line. 2-point shot would not go for Peyton Aller. The putback is good by Quinn Smith. The 5-point ball game, 40-35. Blue Devils trail by 5. We're in the third quarter. 2:06 left. Ball's in the front court. Fort Wayne South side. Crossover dribble, baseline. They'll work to the elbow. Work it back out. Court Wallace going to drive the paint. They'll go to the corner. Thought about it. 3. Going to dribble in. Off the glass. 2-point shot. Going to go. Rebound. Putback is good for Jarius Johnson. He's a senior. And he cleans up the mess there by number 3, Kendrick Alexander. 42-35. Fort Wayne by 7. Blue Devils trying to break the press there. They're working back to Peyton Aller. Lost the handle. And they're going to get a 10-second violation. Ball was loose in the backcourt. It was tipped away. Peyton Aller, not a lot he could do about that. So they give the ball back to Fort Wayne South with 1:33 left here in the third. Fort Wayne South in their own front court from the side court. Toss it in. Court Wallace out top on the dribble. Kendrick Alexander. Court Wallace going to go baseline. He's going to dribble off, pass it off. Shot going to go. Shot taken there. I believe it was Josh. Think about that. Kendrick Alexander. Rebound Tipton. Tipton in the front court, trailing by 7. 1:13 left. They're working in the paint. Goes off the body of Grayson McFalls. Ends up in the hands of Fort Wayne Southside. Shot from the baseline. Wouldn't go. That was Sandoval. Rebound, Jarius Jackson. He got a no-look pass outside the paint. 3-point shot, Sandoval. Rebound wouldn't go. Or his 3-point shot would go, and the rebound off the fingertips of Jarius Johnson goes out of bounds, belongs to Tipton. Blue Devils going to check back in the lineup there. Check back in with number 33, Zach Ridgway. Taking a breather is Isaac Humrichhouse. Will be brought in. Blue Devils ride the bucket on the baseline. They'll bring it 84 feet. Tossed in by Quinn Toll. Now Quinn Smith going to dribble to the front court. He's going to go coast to coast. He's going to draw a foul. He'll get the bucket. A little bit of a finger roll there down the lane. And Quinn Smith going to shoot one more. So they're going to whistle this foul. Whistle this foul on 33, Court Wallace. He's got 3 in the contest. We'll take that back. He's got 2. He'll check out of the ball game. Back in the ball game for Fort Wayne is number 4, Javon Irby, 5'11 junior. 1 shot for Quinn Smith. 3-point play opportunity. Quinn Smith shot in the air, rim around, wouldn't get it. Rebound, Jarius Johnson. 42-37, back to a 5-point advantage. Dribbling in. Shot wouldn't go. It gets fouled. That's number 3, Kendrick Alexander. He'll go to the foul stripe with 42.6 left. here in the third quarter. 42-37. Kendrick Alexander, Quinn Toll picks up the foul. He's got one. Shot rims around, falls in. Number 3, Kendrick Alexander. He started this ball game at 59%. Taking a breather for Tipton is number 21, Grayson McFalls. Second shot, Alexander rims around, got both of them. 44-37, a 7-point game. So Quinn Toll going to take a breather. Jace Clark back in the ball game for the Blue Devils. Be brought in backcourt. Owen Spidell tosses it in. Quinn Smith back to Spidell. Now Quinn Smith going to dribble across the timeline. 36 seconds. Quinn Smith, drive into the lane. He'll take a shot. He'll protect the basketball. He was trying to buy a shot or earn the foul, and he'll earn the foul. He'll shoot 2. So Quinn Smith at the free throw line. 33.7 left here in the third. First shot, Quinn, short off the rim, ready to go. Quinn Smith on the season entered this game at 59%. At the free throw line, Zach Ridgway going to take a breather. In the ball game for Tipton is number 15, Dakota Garment, 6'3". Second shot good. Got the back end of a 3-shot foul. It's a 6-point game. Blue Devils trail by 6. 30 seconds left here in the quarter. Out top of the basketball. They'll work at left side. Javen Irby outside, right side, moving around the perimeter. Ball's in the hands. Jarius Johnson out top and working around the perimeter quickly. Court Wallace will dribble in. Jarius Johnson off the glass, couldn't get it. 10 seconds left. Rebound out of there for Dakota Garment. Over to Peyton Aller. Outside the arc, 3-point shot, short off the rim. Jace Clark. Rebound for Fort Wayne. They'll go off the glass. A little bit strong off the glass there for Irby. He's trying to get the shot away. They did get the shot away, but Irby, a little bit strong off the glass, rolls off the rim. So at the end of 3 quarters of play, still anybody's ball game. Fort Wayne, Southside, 44. Tipton Blue Devils, 38. And we also mentioned this game is in part being brought to you by Hope Jewelers. They're in Tipton. Hope Jewelers' precious times are made for precious moments. And Hope Jewelers are there to meet your every special need in the field of diamonds, gold, and silver, etc. Stop in and visit Hope Jewelers in downtown Tipton. Next to the Diana Theater, Hope Jewelers located at 135 East Jefferson Street, Tipton, Indiana, 46072. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-675-9720. Again, their number is 765-675-9720. Hope Jewelers, they're open daily, Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And they're open on Saturday, 9:30 to 2. Hope Jewelers in Tipton. The second buzzer sound. Blue Devils out on the surface. Blue Devils going to go with their starters minus. That's going to be Zach Ridgway and Grayson McFalls on the floor here to start the fourth quarter at the same time. 6'6", 6'8". You brought in half court Blue Devil. Tossed in Quinn Smith, now Quinn Cole. Quinn Cole on the dribble. Protecting that basketball, working against him is Kendrick Alexander. But working outside, Peyton Aller. He'll dribble in the paint. They go off the glass, 2-point bucket good. For Aller, it's a 4-point game, 44-40. Blue Devils trail by 4. Outside the arc, Jarius Johnson out top. 3-point shot, Court Wallace could get the 3. Rebound caroms into the hands of Peyton Aller. He'll bring it to the timeline uncontested. Picked out at the center circle, picked up right there by Javon Irby. Will pick up the basketball, bounce it out top. Quinn Smith picks up a screen from Grayson McFalls. They're working back to Peyton Aller. Aller on the dribble, back pedal dribble out top again. Resets the offense with Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith going to dribble in, they go to the corner, Quinn Toll. He'll bounce it in. Grayson McFalls, 2-point shot, rims off, would go. Rebound, Jarius Johnson for the Archers to the front court. Javen Irby. They'll slow it up just a bit around the perimeter. Out top, Javen Irby. Elbow, left side, shot in the air, wouldn't go. Rebound, Quinn Toll. 6:45 left. Fourth quarter, behind the back dribble. Breaks the press. That's Quinn Toll. Out top, going to be a steal. Bounce pass. Trying to get it to Quinn Smith. Going the distance on the steal. That was Court Wallace for the Archers. It's 46-40. 6-point game. Southside in front. 6:25 on the game clock. Fourth quarter. Quinn Smith trying to break the press. He's going to have to hurry, and he's going to be a timeout called by Coach Tommy Newton. Tommy Newton has that clock in his head. He knew he needed a timeout to save the possession. And checking in during this timeout for the Blue Devils is going to be number 22, Kellen Williams. We'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Encompass Credit Union. If you're looking for a financial partner that's as community-minded as you are, welcome to Encompass Credit Union, North Central Indiana's premier financial institution. You can join them today and become a part of a financial cooperative that truly cares. With branches in Tipton, Frankfort, and Kokomo, they are here and they are there to serve the community. It's Encompass Credit Union, where community comes full circle. Visit them at encompasscu.org or at any of their convenient locations. It's Encompass Credit Union. Ball's going to be brought in. Slightly backcourt. Blue Devils. Quinn Toll going to toss it in. 6:20 left. Fourth quarter. 46-40. Southside by 6. Brought in. Peyton all across the timeline. He'll bounce it right side. Well behind the arc. That's Quinn Smith. They'll get it into Grayson McFall. Turn around jumper in the paint. Grayson McFall's for 2. Grayson McFall's on the season, averaging 10.5 per game. But we're going to back out. I think he had a 24-point game earlier this season. Outside the arc on the dribble. No, I think that was Peyton Hall. But they're close. 5:52 on the game clock. Out top, Jarius Johnson. They're working around the perimeter left side. Court Wallace being guarded there by Quinn Smith. They go baseline. Now Javen Irby. Back out. They'll work at the Terrence right there. We're going to basketball. That's Alexander. Working around the perimeter. Taking some clock here on this possession are the Southside Archers. 5.5 minutes left. 46-42. The foul situation, no, there are none here in the fourth quarter. Blue Devils going to have to maybe think about getting some on the board. We'll see. Right side, working the basketball. Back pedal once again. That's number 11, Terrence Jordan. They're working out left side around the perimeter. Tipped away. Peyton Aller. Pretty good effort there. Nearly a steal. They'll bounce it in. Grayson McFall's in the paint. Spin move. It looks like he got away with the travel. He might have got away with the travel. 2 points off the basket, or off the backboard, I should say. Number 10, Jarius Johnson. 48-42. Southside by 6. Let's check. Let me back that up. 48-42. Yeah, Southside by 6. Ball's in the backcourt. And the ball's going to be saved in the backcourt. Now Peyton Aller in the front court. Ball was loose. Peyton Aller going to draw a blocking foul as he tries to go hard to the hoop. Left side. He was wanting the layup. He was trying to take that big, giant step. And they whistle the first foul here in the fourth quarter against Fort Wayne South. That's number 33, Court Wallace. He has 3 in the ball game. Can be brought in right in the bucket on the baseline. Tossed in, Quinn Smith. Ball tipped away, stolen. To the front court, might see a slam, and we will. Slam dunk, Jarius Johnson. He gets in the front court, gets away from the defenders. There'll be a foul in the front court, and Peyton Aller is going to shoot 2. Peyton Aller going to go to the foul stripe. He'll shoot 2. And they're going to whistle this foul on Fort Wayne South side. Number 3, Kendrick Alexander. He has 3. Peyton Aller going to shoot a couple. First shot, rims around, falls off. Wouldn't go. Peyton Aller shooting 64% entering this game. We're going to see Isaac Hummickhouse back in the ball game. The lineup on the on the lane right there. 6'5", but 6'4". He's a big guy. Taking a breather is Quinn Toll. Second shot, rooms around, wouldn't go. Peyton Aller couldn't get either. It's going to be a 50, 42 contest, 8-point advantage to Southside. Outside the arc, left baseline corner, shot wouldn't go. Taking that 3-point shot was Jordan. Rebound Karams to Irby. They'll take a baseline jumper, Court Wallace. Wallace couldn't get the shot to go. Now back in the hands of Peyton Aller. He'll go the distance off the glass. Couldn't get it. Rebound, Isaac Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse gets the bucket. Peyton Aller might have been slapped across the nose right there. And they'll check on him. Coach Tommy Newton going to check on him, help him back up to his feet. And let's see if he gets to stay in the game. No trainer. Trainer on the premises didn't check in. And I think that they're going to let him stay in the ballgame. I think Coach Foster was talking to another official, wondering if he could, with the coach going out there to check on him. But Peyton Aller still in the ballgame. 50-44. It's a 6-point advantage for Southside. 3:35 left here in the fourth quarter. Outside the arc, Darius Johnson. Going to be picked up right there by Grayson McFalls. They'll bounce it in. Near top of the circle. They're working around the perimeter. Irby. Now left side. They're working to Jordan. Cross-court skip pass to Johnson. Out top center circle. Kellen Williams guarding the basketball. Now double team back to Williams. With foul occur, and we're going to whistle foul on Isaac Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse knew Blue Devils going to have to probably get in that situation to foul them, put them on the foul stripe. 6-point game. 3:07 left. That's the first foul here in the fourth quarter on the Blue Devils. That was on Isaac Humrickhouse. He has one. 2 fouls here in the quarter on Fort Wayne South. We'll go to the corner with it. Move back around. Court Wallace. Left side. They go to Irby in the opposite corner. He'll dribble in outside. They're just going to play catch with the basketball. Moving the basketball around, just trying to make the Blue Devils decide when they want to start fouling. So they're moving the basketball. They have no intentions of shooting the basketball. 6-point advantage, unless they get a good slam dunk on the baseline. Again, by Darius Johnson. So Johnson for 2. 52-44. Ball brought in. Grayson McFalls. Kellen Williams. Now back to Grayson. Grayson going to go cross court. Peyton Aller across the timeline. He'll dribble in. He'll go off the glass. A little bit strong. Rebound, fought for. Almost picked up by Isaac Humrickhouse. To the front court in a hurry. Terrence Jordan. We're working left side. Court Wallace. He'll dribble in to the corner. Darius Johnson moving the basketball around again. Jump pass out of there. That was Kendrick Alexander. They're going to whip the foul. It's going to be the second foul here in the quarter on Tipton with 2:01 left. It's an 8-point ball game. Fort Wayne Southside 52. Tipton Blue Devils 44. 2:01 left. Let's see the front court. That foul whistled on Quinn Smith. He has 2. Out top of the basketball on the dribble. That's number 11, Terrence Jordan. Going to go baseline. There's going to be a foul whistle. Peyton Aller going to reach in. Kind of grab the progress right there of number 4, Javen Irby. Irby was not shooting. He's wondering if he can get some shots out of this. And they say no. So that foul's whistled on Peyton Aller. He has 1. Team foul number 3 on the Blue Devils. Here in the fourth quarter, 1:51 left. Blue Devils trail by 8. Ball's in the front court with Fort Wayne. So Isaac Humrickhouse going to foul in a hurry. So Isaac picks up his second foul in the ball game. 1:49 left. 52-44. Next foul, common foul, will put Fort Wayne South on the foul line, and there it is. So the Blue Devils elect to foul. 1:48 left. Foul number 5 here in the fourth quarter. And they're going to put on the stripe Darius Johnson. So Grayson McFalls has 2. Darius Johnson at the foul stripe. Rims off long. Wouldn't go. Jarius Johnson enters the ball game shooting 70%. I think the second time he's been to the stripe in this game. They'll get one more. Second shot short off the rim. Way to go. Rebound, Irby. So Javen Irby gets the board, and they'll play catch again in the front court. Court Wallace. And it'll be a timeout called. Timeout called by Coach J.J. Foster. He's going to re-enter an original starter, number 2, Joshua Sandoval. And I will also mention, got to mention this. So what I heard an interesting stat was I was watching the IU game, and I saw this stat, as I should say, IU football. I've been to 3 camps as Lee Corso, and but anyway, here is a stat. Check this out. Rushing yards. For rushing yards, Bo Jackson in his career, NFL 2,782. There is a current NFL coach that has 5 more rushing yards than he does. Think about that. And it's Jim Harbaugh. Colt. You talked in, bounce pass. Work it back around. Out top of the basketball, Irby. Javen Irby being guarded there by Peyton Aller. Working the basketball around. 1:30 left in the ballgame. Fourth quarter. On the dribble, Irby. Working back out top, moving the basketball. Joshua Sandoval. Driving the lane, Court Wallace. He'll kick it back out. Not looking for a shot. 52-44. They'll get a shot now off the glass. Baseline drive, power layup for number 11, Terrence Jordan. It's a 10-point ball game. 1:08 on the game clock. 54-44. Blue Devils going to cross the timeline on the dribble with Grayson McFalls. He's picked up there by Kendrick Alexander. They're working in the paint. 2-point shot wouldn't go. That was Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith going to shoot 2. Quinn Smith to the foul stripe. They're going to whistle this foul on Fort Wayne South Side. Going to be whistled on number 11, Terrence Jordan. And he has 3. Team foul number 3 on Fort Wayne, fourth quarter. First shot, Quinn Smith, long off the rim, wouldn't go. Back in the ball game, we're going to see number 11, Owen Spidell. Owen Spidell taking a breather is Grayson McFalls. 57.4. Quinn Smith, 59% free throw shooter. Second shot, rims around, rims off, would go. Rebound, Javen Irby. The backcourt, going to be a foul committed. Kellen Williams has fouls to give. He enters the ball game, and he'll commit the foul, and he'll put Fort Wayne Southside at the free throw line. So Kellen Williams has his first foul in the ball game. Grayson McFalls is going to check back in offensively after this first shot. Kellen Williams has 1. First shot, rims around, falls in. That's number 3, Kendrick Alexander. Grayson McFalls back in the ball game. Defensive purposes, checking out of the ball game is Owen Spidell. 55-44. 53 and a half seconds left. Now 56-44. 12-point advantage for Fort Wayne Southside. They bring the ball in. Peyton Aller, you pass it up ahead across the timeline. Quinn Toll, ball stolen. Going back the other direction. That's number 3, Kendrick Alexander. Outside the arc, Terrence Jordan. Work across court pass, to go to the corner with it. Driving the baseline, Irby, 2-point shot is good. And Coach J.J. Foster is going to enter 4 players off his bench. 58-44, 14-point advantage, 34.4 left. Coach J.J. Foster getting some guys in the game. That's number 0, Donovan Bell, 5'9", junior. And the ball tossed in, Peyton Aller. Also in the game, number 1, Cameron Charlton. Well, in the front court, a traveling violation. Also in the game for Fort Wayne Southside is 13, Elijah Norman. Number 20 in the ball game, that is Caden Hine. Kind of reminds you of a Don Hine. So in the paint, jump shot, alley-oop, foul is committed. But Peyton Aller is going to shoot 2. And, and also in the ball game for Fort Wayne Southside is 22, Braylon Terry, 6'3" sophomore. Her shot in the air, Peyton Aller got it. He'll get one more, and the Blue Devils are going to check in with Isaac Humrickhouse, Jace Clark, and Owen Spidell. So Peyton Aller going to get one more. 27.7 seconds left. Second shot, rims off, would go, rebound, Isaac Humrickhouse. 2-point bucket right side the glass for Humrickhouse. 58-47 to the front court. Ball's tipped away. And going to be a foul committed by the Blue Devils. Fort Wayne Southside going to go back to the foul stripe. But this time it's going to be number 13, Elijah Norman, 5'10" freshman. He got some earlier action in this ball game. He's 2 for 4 at the stripe on the season. And now 3 for 5. So back in the ball game, we're going to see first time in the ball game. It's going to be Jaron Aller. Jaron Aller, he wears number 20. Jaron Aller, he's a sophomore, 6'2". Also in the game is Dakota Garman. Second shot, good. We'll bring the ball in. It's 60-47, 18 seconds left. Cross the timeline. Peyton Aller. It'll be a Jaron Aller 3-point shot, rims off when to go. It'll be last touch by Owen Nugent-Salis. You're going to give the ball to Tipton, and I think that's a gift. The ball was off the fingertips in a hurry off of Owen Spidell. They'll toss the ball in. Jace Clark out top, 3-point shot in the air, wouldn't go. Rebound, Isaac Humrickhouse. It's going to be a jump ball with 5.2 seconds left. Isaac Humrickhouse is going to lock it up with 22. Braylon Terry, alternate possession arrow, gives it back to Southside. He'll toss it in. Pass to the front court. From the 20. Hine, he'll get the bucket. Caden Hine enters the ball game. He goes baseline, power layup, good. And the final score here in this ball game is going to be Fort Wayne Southside 62, Tipton Blue Devils 47. And that will determine the two teams that will play in this jam. It'll be a 2:30 start time. It's going to be Fort Wayne Southside going against Leo, the Leo Lions. They will play in this gym. Tipton Blue Devils will play in the auxiliary gym. Put Me in Sports will be there if you want to continue to listen. The game will start at 2:30. We'll try to begin about probably 2:20, thereabouts. And the Tipton Blue Devils will play the host of this tournament, the Tippecanoe Valley Vikings. Now, that's a 2:30 start. We do thank you for tuning in. And I will mention, no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let it go. Keep the fire burning.